Uh-oh. I feel a bug coming on.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Kamen Rider X8 DX GASHACON Bug Visor. So here we are, and there it is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have the GASHACON Bug Visor in its beam gun mode, in its chainsaw mode. On this side, we have Gunmu. On this side here, we have Graphite. And on this side of the box, we have Gunmu again. On this side of the box, we have Graphite again. On the top of the box, we have Graphite. We have Gunmu. We have the Bug Visor. It says DX GASHACON Bug Visor words and things. And hey, look, that's what's in the box. On the bottom of the box, you have Gunmu in his level 1 and level 2 forms with the Bug Visor. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. It does this, that, the other, all that stuff. And you get Sir Pac-Man! And that's basically it for the packaging. So, moving right along, here we have the GASHACON Bug Visor, the weapon for both Gunmu and Graphite. And this thing is pretty cool, and the voice on this thing is kind of gross. Just gonna say that now. But let's get in close here so we can see the details. Lots of nice metallic purple paint on this toy that looks gorgeous in my opinion. Of course, you have the A and B buttons done in red and in purple. Got some nice silver paint here for the chainsaw portion. Looks very nice. And again, you have some more of that metallic purple, and you can see the chainsaw going on in there. Nicely detailed. And you got a little bit of silver. You got some red up here. And some nice molding for the gashat slots. You also have a button right here, which has some red paint on it. And you have the barrels for the beam gun mode done in a nice metallic red. You have your two release buttons here, which are done in that nice metallic purple as well. On the back, you do get some molded details. You know, no paint back here, but it is what it is. And right here, your locking points for the grip. And you have your on-off switch right here, your speaker. Where is the speaker? Where is the speaker? I lost the speaker. Speaker's right here. And your battery compartment is right here. It takes 2 AAAs. And here you have your screen where we're going to see stuff going on. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Bug Visor. You do also get the grip for the Bug Visor, which is just a hunk of black plastic. Not much to it. It does have some molded detail on it, but not really much going on here. It's just a black chunk of plastic. And you basically hold it so this piece is angled forward like that. That is the correct way to have it oriented. So there you go. So without further ado, let's get down to some noises, shall we? So our on-off switch is right here. We turn it on and we get GASHACON Bug Visor. It's just a gross voice. This thing has a gross voice. So when you push the B button, you get kind of gross, gurgly noise there. So you get that going on. And when you're ready to transform into a bugster, you will hit the A button, and that will start the transformation sequence. Let me have this ready to go. And when you push A, you're just going to take the Bug Visor and clip it onto the grip. And we will transform into a Bugster. Now again, you want to make sure that the grip is oriented this way. And you know, another way to tell if you have things oriented properly is you have this groove right here that will line up with this slot right here. So that right there will let you know that you're plugging this in the right way. So anyway, without further ado, let us transform into a Bugster. And a standby noise. Very foreboding. Anyway. So let's go. So just clip it onto the grip. It's just genuinely gross the way he says, like, that's the way I sound when I have food poisoning. Like, that's just, it is. Like, you know, Lori's like, honey, you okay? I'm like, that's the way I sound. Like, that's, it's, it's just a really gross voice. But anyway. So, here is the bug visor in its beam gun mode right here. So obviously the barrels are facing forward and we can pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang. If you push the A button, you get a firing noise there. You can rapid fire if you want. And if you push the B button, you get a final attack. Explosions and things happen and it ends really quickly. It's a very quick explosion, but there you go. And that's pretty much it for the beam gun mode. So to switch it over to chainsaw mode, you're going to hold down this button to release the bug visor. Right there. And then you just turn it around and plug it on this way, and we get, and there we go. And now it is in chainsaw mode, and this is the dinkiest looking chainsaw I've ever seen in my life. I don't think you would cut a twig with this, but hey, that's what it is. Hi, how are you? How you doing, guys? Yay, this thing's very reflective. Look. Oh, anyway, so now we have it in chainsaw mode, and when you press the B button, you get a chainsaw noise. Are you surprised? My mind is blown. You can rapid fire. And when you push the A button, you'll get a final attack. Explosion things happen and really abruptly. There you go. That's pretty much it for the chainsaw mode. And if you want to switch back, you just hold down this release, and you can switch back to beam gun mode. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Shush, I did not mean to do that. I'm going to turn you off because I don't want to hear your nasty voice again. Even though I'll hear it again anyway when I turn it on. I just pushed the A button by accident there, but you clip it on. There you go. You get that noise when you go back into beam gun mode. But there you go. Now there is a slot for a gashette, although it doesn't. It's not really meant for this mode, but we'll show off what it does anyway. We'll bring in the Proto Mighty Action X gashette. And we will insert it into the slot. Now you do want to insert it with the label facing back. So just insert it. You can see it lit up in there, and then we'll push this button. There you go. Apparently I didn't hit the button hard enough. I don't know. But there you go. It just gives you the level 3 noise. Any gashite you plug in here and push the button, it will give you the level 3 noise. So that's all it's going to do when it's in this mode. So we will just push the button to release the gashite. And there you go. That's the release button there for the gashite. And that is pretty much all the GASHACON Bug Visor does on its own. Now keep in mind, we're not done with the Bug Visor. This does do more. This will show up again in a future review, and we will unlock all the other stuff that this thing can do. But for right now, right out of the box, this is all it can do. It's still cool. It's a cool looking weapon. I dig the design. I love the purple and black and silver motif. This looks really good in my opinion with a little bit of red there. Looks very good. It's a very cool looking toy in my opinion. And yeah, like I said, we're not done with this. There's still more to come in a future review with the GASHACON Bug Visor. So there you go! Now I picked this up from CS Toys, but of course there are many other sites you can go to for stuff like this if you are interested, such as Hobby Link Japan, AmiAmi, Hobby Search, Mandarake. Of course there's always eBay and Amazon, but do be wary of their pricing. You can also check out BigBadToyStore.com for some Kamen Rider items. They mostly just sell figure arts at this point, but if you want to check them out, there'll be a link to their site in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my X8 playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Kamen Rider X8 DX GASHACON Bug Visor, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face.